Yo, what's up everybody, Jumpin' yeah, and today I'm back on some Outriders, and I'm going to be showing off my Trickster build, which is absolutely ridiculously overpowered. It's a gun build. I mean, that's pretty much the way that you kind of want to set up the Trickster. There are some interesting anomaly builds you can do now with the Trickster, but overall the gun build is just still so insane. Now, the thing about this build is that because it's a gun build, it's not super difficult to actually get it, put together. There's one mod that is stupid, though. I'm going to be honest, it took me a very long time to get the mod. And basically, it held me back on this Trickster because I just couldn't get this mod. And that's really the big problem. But I was able to play consistently with the same build without the mod. But I was doing the perpetual mobile glitch, which eventually will be fixed. So that's another downside, of course. But the thing is that if you could still do it now, you can kind of get away with doing a build like this without having this one particular mod. Now, the mod I'm talking about is basically whenever you teleport, you reload your gun. Once you have that mod, it just changes things, it just makes it so much easier. Like I said, you can get away with it by just doing the perpetual mobile glitch, and you don't have to worry about it so much as long as you're getting kills, and you're getting kills when you're low on your mag, you're refilling the mag no problem. But once you actually have the teleport reload, you can literally just never have to worry about ever reloading your gun, because basically all you have to do is just teleport. And the Trickster has just insane cooldowns, especially if you get cooldown speed on the build. Your cooldowns are just ridiculous, so you can teleport so much. And if you can't tell, I am hitting ridiculously hard. Now, I'm playing with some friends. This is 3-player co-op, and basically we have an anomaly Pyromancer doing overheat, and there's debuffs associated with that, of course. And then my other friend is actually playing a pyro gun build, but he is actually using thermal bomb, which I'm going to be coming out with a pyro gun build myself. And basically I'm going to be showing off this thermal bomb build because it is pretty ridiculous, I'm going to be honest. And it's something I don't really see much. I think thermal bomb is extremely underrated. It is ridiculous on how underrated it is. But I am using the Death Shield, which is one of the best shotguns in the entire game. The shotgun is obviously it just makes the most sense for a Trickster. You're close range, you're going to be doing a ton of damage with the shotgun. But the other thing that has happened, this happened a little bit ago, but they did fix the Dark Sacrifice mod, and oh my god, that has made such a big difference for all of the gun builds in terms of the damage you can do. And man, it really turns the Death Shield into just a death machine. You will just wreck everything. I mean, if you do have some debuffs because you're playing co-op, and if you are playing co-op, you run into a lot of Pyromancers who are going to be doing the anomaly build. They're going to have debuffs and stuff. But if you have some debuffs, essentially, you're able to just flat out one-shot with the Death Shield a lot of giant enemies at times. Your damage can just literally be ridiculous with it. And if you don't have debuffs, that's fine too, because you can pretty much kill everything regardless. It's just the insane numbers that you can get. Now, there are two different versions of this build you can do. I'll talk about both of them. One has some crowd control on it. Now, I do like using the knife. The knife makes it so that whenever you shoot the enemy, the first shot will be double damage. So a lot of times when you see an insane number like 20 million, or there's going to be one that's 36 million that I'm going to show here. But when you see numbers like that, that basically generally means that I'm getting the double damage from the knife, plus there's a ton of debuffs and stuff. So keep that in mind. But just being able to just one-shot elites or champions or whatever is just insane. It is ridiculous, and it's a lot of fun, for sure. Now, there's tons of different teams you can do with this. Like I said, this is a good team that we're rocking here with the Pyro Gun and the Pyro Anomaly. But another really good team that you can do would be actually having a Technomancer gun as well. That way the Trickster can actually get that potential 70% increased damage from the Technomancer. It's all weapon damage, so it makes sense. And then I would say the other member of that team probably would be a Anomaly Pyro build. And essentially the Technomancer and the Trickster can just flat out take out every single big enemy on the map. So that's not a problem. And then of course the Anomaly build can take out all the small enemies. So it's pretty ridiculous, there's just no doubt about it. But there are a lot of different great teams you can use with the Trickster. The Trickster does, of course, have some problems where you can have some glitches and things happen to you because the Trickster is kind of broken. But it is still extremely fun and good. So this is going to be this giant number here. I got a crit. I never know where to shoot them for the crit, but yeah, it's 36 million damage. So yeah, that is ridiculous. But again, that's just goes to show like all the debuffs, the knife doubling the damage, and yeah, this shotgun, this death shield is just insane. Alrighty, so the first thing I'm going to talk about is the class notes because this is super easy. Basically, it is the cookie cutter standard Trickster gun build setup. So if you're using a Trickster gun build, you're probably doing something similar to this. Now there is just one thing I wanted to bring up, and that's actually like there is one assault weapon that I really do like with this build. I didn't like it as much when I didn't have the mod that I could reload while teleporting. Now that I have that, I do like the weapon a lot. So if you do want to try out this other weapon, I would definitely recommend, of course, getting the assault weapon damage. You wouldn't need the shotgun damage, and you wouldn't need shotgun masters. So instead, I would probably get transfusion. Weapon life leech definitely feels a lot better when you're using a fully automatic gun. So this can actually help you quite a bit. Now obviously we get our weapon buffs whenever we do our deception skill, our movement skill. And of course you want to like stack them together before like engaging with like a boss like enemy. But this is the reason why I like the knife like so much better, is because it's just basic. I throw it out whenever I want, and it's going to bounce off, and it's going to hit like up to 4 enemies. I do double damage against those enemies, and I get my weapon buff off of that. Now if you do want to try the other like setup for the crowd control, you need to use Time Rift. Now Time Rift actually has a little bit longer cooldown. It's 8.2 compared to 5.3. And of course I have like full cooldown on this build. But the thing is that what's really nice about this, you have to have a tier 3 mod, but you can link the damage. Now it's not insane amount of link damage, but it is enough that whenever you like pick up a giant group and you start killing them, you can kill all of the small enemies. And it really can help you with your time. I mean, it's great. The problem is that you do have to think about it more. You have to try to line it up. You need to try to pick up the largest group possible. And it's just a little bit more complicated than just simply anytime this comes up, I can throw the knife out, I get my buff, I do more damage. So I kind of prefer the knife, but if I'm trying to like go for better times, I would definitely say you do want to maybe use Time Rift for the crowd control. Now let's go ahead and talk about the weapon. Obviously it's the Death Shield, and I got really lucky with this one. For the longest time I was using one that had like 87,000 firepower, and that was pretty good, and then just randomly I got this to drop, and I was like, oh, that's awesome. To be honest with you, it was fine when it was lower, but now that it's higher, it is a lot better. The big downside in a way to the Death Shield is that it comes with weapon life leech. If this came with crit damage, it would really be crazy. But the weapon life leech, it does help you out. You do get your health back, so it is definitely not bad. Now, of course, I put Dark Sacrifice on this. That's just amazing for your weapon damage now. It definitely feels stronger than 75%. It is crazy. And Fortress is, of course, super, super good. Now, something that I do actually want to talk about is the Perpetual Mobile Glitch. Because if you don't have the mod, which I have it in my chest piece, basically instant reload, this will allow you to basically get all your ammo back anytime you do Hunt the Prey. And Hunt the Prey, I mean, the cooldown is 5.8 seconds, so you really won't have any ammo problems, especially with something like this, a shotgun, if you are using that mod. But you have to get that mod from a helmet, and it just took me forever to get that mod, or basically to get the helmet to drop. So for the longest time, I was just really relying on the Perpetual Mobile Glitch. Now, it's something you can do right now. In the future, they will definitely probably fix it. But all you have to do, it's super easy, is whenever you start up a lobby or you're going to play, just select your weapon, go to mod the gear, and then you want to put it in, and then you want to go ahead and spin your iron on it, and then just simply take it out and replace it with the mod you actually want. And basically that's going to glitch it out, so now every time that my mag is low, if I get a kill, I will get all of my ammo back. Now, that is annoying if you're relying purely on that, because a lot of times you're going to be low and you need to go and find a small enemy to kill. That way you can get your ammo back. So it is annoying, but it does work. I was doing it for the longest time, but now that I have this mod, it doesn't matter anymore. It is really, really crazy on how big of a difference this mod actually makes. Now this other shotgun, this is really good. It's got like built-in crowd control on it. It can hit really hard, especially with some debuffs and the knife, but it just is not nowhere near the death shield. It's just not. It's super inconsistent sometimes. Sometimes I'll do like 40 million damage. I'm like, whoa. And then other times I'm doing like nothing. And it just takes forever for me to kill like the giant enemies. So because of that, I don't really recommend this. And if you can use the death shield, definitely use the death shield. Now, another really good shotgun that you can use, especially if you want to get some ammo back, is the Bulwark. I'm sure you've seen this before, but essentially this comes with bleed bullets on it. You can buy it from the guy, so that's really easy to get. And you can use the mod Vampiric Mag on your armor, and then if the enemy is bleeding and you kill them, you get 50% of your mag back. So this is something you can use if they do fix the perpetual mobile glitch, and you could basically just use this until you can finally get this mod. Because once you get the mod, you can use really whatever weapon you want. Now the final weapon I want to talk about is actually the Fatal Symbiote. Basically, this is where you get the Dark Sacrifice mod, and that mod is crazy. But what you can do is you can go ahead and throw on Killing Spree, which comes from the Amber Volt. And yeah, you could technically do the same thing with the Amber Volt. You get Killing Spree, you get Dark Sacrifice. I do like it a lot, especially on like the Technomancer. But since this is a close range build, you can always be in the right range with this, and it has an insane DPS, 857 RPM. It's got a great crit on it too, so it is just really good. You will melt enemies with this. The problem, of course, is that if you do not actually have this mod, it is a little bit annoying. And even trying to rely on something like the perpetual mobile glitch, it just is super inconsistent. So keep that in mind. But if you want to try this out, if you have like the right setup, it is really, really good. Now we need to talk about the armor. Basically, when it comes to attributes, what you want is firepower, close range, cooldown. You want that on every single piece. Now, because this is a gun build, what's really nice is that you can just use epics. So what you can do is you can go ahead and try to buy greens or blues with the correct attributes. And then there are ways you can manipulate the mod so you can get the mod that you're looking for. If you're trying to get a tier 1 on it, you need to get a green. And if you're trying to get a tier 2 on it, you need to get a blue. And then you can go ahead and do this little mod exploit. Now, I've talked about it before. I even made a video about it. At the time I made the video, I didn't have a full understanding of it. And I've brought this up in my most recent video, the Technomancer video. And there's still a lot of people saying that it just never works for them. Well, I'm going to show you like the way I do it now, because the way I do it now, it works every single time. Basically, what you're looking for is you're looking for the super long save like symbol to pop up. It's a little circle. So basically, at first, what I was trying to do was just like unequipped, re-equipped items, and then look and see the symbol. See that symbol down there super fast. That's the fast save symbol. You're not looking for that. You're looking for the super long one. So the easiest way to get it is just return to the lobby. And then what you do is you go ahead and you continue. And the moment you load up, you'll get that really good long save symbol. And basically, you can see it down there right now. It's super long. If I ran up to him and I improved the rarity on stuff, it's not going to save. So if I don't get the mod I'm looking for, I can then just go ahead and I can close the game and it shouldn't save. And I can keep doing that until I get the correct mod. So that is something that's really good about these gun builds, is that since you only need the epics actually equipped, you can easily actually get this gear. If you just go to the shops, you check them out, and then basically you will find like the good attributes, and then you can manipulate the mod. Now on the helmet, I have Twisted Faith, so Twisted Rounds do 30% more critical damage. That's really good. I have Captain Hunter, that's really important. The gun build is really meant to just take out the big guys. That's really what you're there for. If you are playing with like Pyromancers with anomaly builds, they are so good at taking out the small enemies that your job mainly is to take out the big enemies as fast as possible. On the chest piece, I went ahead and I grabbed the mod, so I have instant reload. It's amazing. And I have mitigation from death. I actually do have 2 defensive mods on this setup, and I do like like basically both of the defense mods, but I really do think mitigation from death, it helps a lot. Now, real quick, let me actually talk about this mod again for a second, because here was my big problem. For some reason, I just could never get the Trickster set helmets to drop. They would not drop for me. And then finally, I got one to drop, and guess what? It was the correct one, so I could actually get this mod. So I was really happy I actually got the right helmet to drop. But then, of course, after I got the helmet and the mod, then all of a sudden I started getting the helmets to drop. So this was definitely a big problem for me. I hope that you will not have that problem. But for some reason, I just could not get the Trickster helmets to drop at all. Now the pants, I mean, I'm using Sharp Eye, Bloodlust. I went ahead and I put Bloodlust on this because this was actually a blue and I turned it into the purple, got Bloodlust on it, and then I went ahead and just switched into Sharp Eye. Those two mods give you so much firepower, it is just amazing. They are definitely a must. Now the gloves, this is a little bit more complicated because what I did was I actually do have strong twist on this. I put that on there because you get 15% more firepower. Basically, I really like that a lot. Basically, you go ahead and just activate it. Now you get more firepower. That's great. And I went ahead and I got barrel roll on this. Now the reason why is because you do get a nice firepower bonus for the first shot after doing a roll. Now the thing is that this is a shotgun. So if you notice, like, I like to roll a lot after I get a kill, that's because I'm getting the firepower bonus. Now, because I play with people who are debuffing and I'm using the knife for like most of those clips, basically if I want to like one shot a giant boss guy or just do insane damage like over 10 million, then pretty much the higher my firepower, the better. And I don't care about the whole one shot thing because I'm practically one-shotting the captain. So I do like it a lot. I was actually using crit stack for a while, and then I realized, honestly, the thing is that with a shotgun, I'm just not getting the crits. Like, sometimes, yeah, I can, but it's not like using a fully automatic gun or something like that. An example is crit stack is super good with this. You can get crits super fast, and you can build it up, and you'll do a lot more damage. But with the shotgun, I definitely prefer barrel roll just because I think it's better. And then finally, on the boots, I have Stare into the Barrel. It's amazing. You get like 50,000 more firepower if you're surrounded by enemies. That's like, it happens all the time. And then finally, I also get a shield whenever my health drops low. Basically, if you play Trickster, as you get kills, you get your shield, you get your health back. But if I'm about to die, it gives me a shield. I like it. I definitely think it's a good mod. It seems to work well for me. You could use some other defensive mod if you wanted to, but that's basically it. So this is kind of what I like to use on my knife setup, so I can just do tons of damage super quick. Now, let me go ahead and talk about my time rift setup. So this is basically what you would want to do if you wanted to use this and you wanted to do crowd control. You do need to actually use a couple different mods. So what I did was I went ahead and got a pair of boots, and I believe these were green, and I went ahead and got the mod on here for long range. What this does is that it triples the range of the skill. It is crazy. The amount of enemies you can pick up, especially on a map like Boomtown or Kimplant, where they're all gathered up, you can pick up a giant group of enemies because of that one tier 1 mod. And then the other mod you need is Pain Transfer. And the thing with that one is that it's only 10% weapon damage, it's 30% anomaly damage, so this can help like allies if they are doing anomaly builds. But even with the 10%, like when you pick up a giant like group, if you are shooting them, they will basically all die. So that is crazy. Now I do actually switch out the gloves when I use that, and I actually use these ugly, ugly yellow gloves. But I do that because I'm looking to actually keep Stare into the Barrel, so that's basically what I do. There's also another tier 1 mod you could use, and I would probably maybe suggest getting rid of Strong Twist if you wanted to use it. And what it does is that it's a time rift mod, and it will like double the time that they're lifted. So if you feel like you need more time to kill them to take out the entire group, well, go ahead and use that mod. It does actually help. But that's basically it. I mean, the thing with this setup, though, is, like I said, you have to think more about it. You actually have to try to, like, line up your time rift to try to pick up giant mods. The knife build is just really simple. All you do is you throw out the knife, you get your buff basically from doing that, and then you'll do double damage to those enemies that are hit. So I kind of prefer that build, but if I want to do crowd control, or if I'm trying to do better times, especially if I'm playing with friends, the crowd control build definitely helps with that. Alrighty guys, well that's going to pretty much do it for the video. Obviously the Trickster is insanely powerful. There is some problems though, because I do sometimes have like the teleport glitch happen to me. So you teleport and then you can't aim, you can't use any of your powers. You basically can't do anything but die, or you get a cutscene. That's the only way to really fix it. So that's really annoying. I hope they fix that eventually. But just overall, the amount of damage you can do with the Trickster is insane. You can take out giant enemies so fast with this. This build is just awesome. I really do hope that this video has helped you and that you have enjoyed it. If you have, will you please like the video for me? I really would appreciate that. And also be sure to subscribe for future videos. And if you do subscribe, click the bell. That way you can stay notified. Thank you so much for watching, and I really do hope that everyone has a very nice day. And peace out.